Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. I'm so happy to finally get a chance to talk to Miss Shameka Johnson. I have been doing Keenie's Corner for about 8 or 9 years. And it originally started out as a way of just me sharing my love of fashion and crafts. Then I incorporated my love of my business, Initials Inc. So last year, I asked members in the group something they wanted to see. Tell me what you want to see. So Sharina Kidd asked me to interview someone who's been successful with Initials Inc. So here I am with the beautiful Shameka Johnson.
Thank you. Thank you so much. What an honor it is to be invited as a speaker in Keenie's Corner. I am definitely a follower. I love all that you do here, Z. I think it's beautiful. I love the camaraderie that you bring. I love how you celebrate women, you empower women here in the group. And it's just absolutely amazing. Amazing.
Thank you. And I recently added some men to the group because my husband said that everything I do is always about women. So I added a few guys to the group and they kind of been slowly but surely creeping in. So I've been trying to incorporate a little bit of stuff that's geared toward men because every group I'm in is mostly for women. And my Mr. Introvert felt a little left out.
Yeah, we can't have the
So
Mr. Introverts left out. You know, I have one too.
they
And
was born the same day.
fellas, huh?
They was born the same day.
Yes, yes. So
They share the
hello to
same
all
thing.
the fellas. We are so happy that you're here too. If this is something you want to jump in on under Z, please do. If not, if it's an opportunity for your wife, please share it with her.
Thank you. So let's jump right into it because I'm so late. I'm so sorry for the Teddy Riley issues. So again, just tell us your name and where you're from.
So I'm Shameka Johnson. I'm an executive representative and I'm now in Ocala, Florida. I started my business off in Connecticut where we were living at the time. So I was there, I think about 2 years with the business before we moved down to Florida. And it's been a fantastic journey for me. Initials Inc. has truly been a bright spot in my life. And it allows me not to make excuses and continue to show up really more so for me, for my children, so that they can see you can make the decision to do whatever it is that you want to do. And if you work hard at it, you're celebrated for it and you're rewarded for it.
How did you find Initials Inc.?
So my youngest daughter at the time was a cheerleader and I'm definitely a hands-on mom. So whatever my kids are into, I was always on the sidelines of. And so I was actually the fundraising chair of the cheerleading board. And so the secretary had came to me, she said, Shameka, I'm going to have an Initials Inc. party. I was like, oh, good for you. Good for you. And she's like, well, I want you to come. And I was like, you got a catalog? And she's like, yeah, so show me the catalog. And I was not thoroughly impressed. I'll be 100% honest because I've learned over the years with, especially being a seller within Initials Inc., the catalog don't always do it for you. It's the live seeing, touching.
That's true.
It makes a huge difference because you don't really get to see the size of it. You don't really get to feel the texture of it. So it makes a difference. However, that did change this year with our whole last year with our whole virtual
Oh
world
yeah. Oh yeah.
and pandemic. It made a huge difference. But outside of that, I went to her party and I lost my mind. I was great bonkers. I lost it all because truly, with a name like Shameka, I was never able to go to Disney or Six Flags and just walk in and grab a mug. Yeah, Zucchini, you know. But I have always been that girl that loved to have something personalized. So when we would go into a theme park with my friends, I would always say, hold on, let me stop at this spot so I could order my tea. And I would go get my tea ordered and everything. They're like, we can do that later. It's going to take them a minute. And then we take off to go ride the rides. And then at the end of the day, as we're leaving out, I remember to grab my tea and I'm happy. So I've always been that chick that loves something catered or personalized to me. So when I walk into my friend's party and I see all these bags, these totes, these home goods, these blankets, I'm like, mercy. So I could be Shameka, I could be Mrs. Johnson, I could be Mike's wife, I could be Shamrocka, I could be whatever I want with this personalization. So I was sold right there in that moment. So between the board and I, we had 5 parties back-to-back months so that we could all get what we wanted out of the catalog because we loved it all. And at the last month, it was a join month where they offered a rebate. And I was like, I'm really thinking about it. So I went and talked to my husband about it to get his buy-in on it. And he was like, well, what are you nervous about? And I said, well, what if I'm not good at it? And he said, okay, well, do you have to give the bags back? I said, I wish they would take a Shameka bag back. And he was like, okay, then I'll give you the money to go ahead and start it. I was like, done. Go ahead, chimed in, got my business started. But then once I got into the business, because he gave me that seed money, I was like, oh, I'm gonna need to get that back because he's gonna be looking for something every time I get paid. And I'm not about that life. So I hurried up and did what I needed to do. And I gave it back to him. He was like, babe, you didn't? Yeah, I did. Don't look for no more. And so he was real proud of me. But that's really, truly how I got my start with Initials Inc.
Nice. So tell me some of your accomplishments, because I've been there, but I want to share with others. Tell some of the accomplishments, the free trips. Come on, tell us.
Okay, so free trips on Initials Dime. I have been to Mexico 3 times with all inclusive, which is just amazing. And even during the evenings, we always do dinner together when we're out and away. But so when you go off to dinner and you come back to your room, there's usually a drop that has happened into your room. So especially—
Wait, pause. You got to tell the best part though. Are you going on the trip by yourself?
Oh no, honey. The boo thing always goes with.
That's right. And who pays for that?
Initials Inc.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you said that. So when you earn a trip with Initials Inc., it's you and a VIP. You're the VIP plus one. That's how they consider it. And whatever I get, he gets, and it's just amazing. So nightly drops could consist of a stainless steel insulated mug, and it's 2 of them for us. Nice. It's just a variety of different things. And it's just, it really meant, oh, it's funny. I have this sitting on my desk. This was from one of our Mexico trips, and it talks about the artwork of the people that actually made this. So yes, I could stick a picture of my family in there, but I love the history of this. So
I like that.
Thank you. But so that part is amazing. I've been to the Bahamas twice on a cruise with Initials Inc. Again, with my husband. He goes everywhere with me. He is my biggest cheerleader. He is my biggest champion. He is truly the wind beneath my wings. So of course, I want to celebrate all of that with him, because he definitely, when I have my moments when I'm spiraling out of control because I'm ticked off by something that has happened, be it a customer order that I jacked up or a customer that just isn't happy, and I'm just like, ah! And he's like, okay.
In there.
Done now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm done. So what are you going to do? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. And I map out my plan, because at the end of the day, Initials Inc. is fun for me, but at the same time, it is a business for me. It is not a hobby. The sisterhood, brotherhood, Aqua family, as we affectionately call it, is a part of it. And that's great. But at the end of the day, I want my check. I'm all about my coins, and I'm about securing the bag. So yeah, that part of it. I've also been number 1 in a company 2 years in a row for sales. I hold the number 1 spot for highest sales in a month, which was just over 15,000.
I remember that.
That was amazing. That was really cool. And I'm trying to think, is anything else? Oh, I'm a 2 year in a row Circle of Excellence Achiever, which is a balance of sales, sponsoring, and parties. So you have to have a certain number in each of those categories in order to hit Circle of Excellence. And I've done that 2 years in a row now. And I'm already tracking for this 3rd year. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm so excited for you.
I think that's enough. That's enough. Whatever.
Okay, so tell me, so how many ladies or gentlemen do you have on your team?
Currently, we're sitting at about 315, and they are all women except for 1 gentleman.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. So how do you keep your team motivated? to get, to do that, as you say, boots on the ground? How do you?
Yes, honey. Yes, that is our mantra in my team. I call our team the I Divas and Dapper Dudes, and the I in the front is for independent. When I started building a team, it's kind of tradition to come up with a team name. And I wanted it to be something that really resonated with who I was and where I wanted to go. And at that time, I was working a 9-to-5 that I could not stand. And I was like, I want to get to the point where I have my independence and I can check in if I want to or not. So therefore, it became the Independent Divas. And as we add dudes, we call them the Dapper Dudes. So,
nice.
But I would just have to say that, I'm sorry, ask me that question again, Z.
I'm just asking, how do you keep your team motivated?
Staying connected. Staying connected is what is most important to keep them motivated. You will find some people that that love the idea of it, that kind of just fall back. That's fine too. But then you have the people that are like, feed me, spoon feed me. And you see them continually move the mark. And knowing that is what motivates me to motivate them. And the biggest thing to me about my team, because my team is so precious and near and dear to me, I feel that as I pour into them, they pour right back into me. They're what fuel me, so it allows me to fuel them. So it's almost like a ever revolving circle, if you will, that it continues to go. So motivating them is important. When I see a lull sometimes, I try to think of an innovative way to kind of reach out to, based off of sometimes what we have for sales, based off of what we have for a particular product that we may be overwhelmed with in inventory. Let's go sell them out. As well as last month, I actually had a special speaker come to the team, because sometimes I think it's also great to have someone else talk to your team, because sometimes if it's just you all the time, it can fall on deaf ears. And so I had a special speaker come in last month who she's an author. She's an executive producer on a movie with Jasmine Guy that really goes about immigration. And so she's a bigwig in her own right. So I hired her to come to our team and talk to them about really getting your mind right and putting affirmations in place going into the new year, because mindset is everything. Mindset is everything.
Oh, yeah.
And with motivating, you really have to focus on what is your why, number one. Your why is forever imperative. Why are you doing this business? Are you just doing this because you like the bags? I mean,
Wait, let me write that down.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So, why are you doing this business? And when you determine what that why is for you, if it's not big enough to scare you, that ain't the right why. I know I said ain't. I know that's unprofessional, but I'm
that's okay.
As it is, point blank as it is. It is what it is. And my thing is, if you have something that you're tracking for, so say, for example, you have a college student. Your college student has certain needs that they have. So maybe you want to pay books for the semester because maybe they have aid somewhere else that's going to take care of that. Maybe they have, scholarships that's going to take care of that aspect, but the books may not be included. So you have to come up with that between $500 to $1,000 every semester. This is a why for you that you just had. We have an older daughter that has her bachelor's now, and our youngest daughter just graduated her associates and working on her bachelor's. So this is real talk for me.
Yeah.
So knowing that these things come up, it's like, okay, so I need to work for this. There was a time when my son was a varsity football player. My oldest daughter was a competitive dancer, and my youngest daughter was a competitive cheerleader. So with just me and my husband, it's like, okay, how can we figure out to finance everything that they want to do? Because if you have too little, that's not your children's fault.
Right.
That is not your children's fault. So you don't necessarily want them to miss out on experiences that can continue to grow them, because I'm also a firm believer that when I come into this world, I'm supposed to make it better. So that is my children. So my children should be better than who I am when I leave this world. So therefore, you know, it comes, well, how hard are we going to grind to make sure that they have these wonderful experiences that will continue to grow them as a human being and leave their mark. And so being a part of sports or art or whatever that helps to mold and shape who they are as a human being was very important to us. So yeah, having the money to be able to pay that, and by working my Initials Inc. business was my why. So it was like, okay, this is what I got to do. I need to make this month. And I digress just a little bit. When our oldest daughter was a senior in high school, she came to me and she came to me and my husband. She says, "Mommy, Daddy, okay, here's what's going on. I'm in Spanish 4 this year." And I'm like, "Micah, sweetie, you don't need 4 years of Spanish for college. You only need 2 years of a foreign language." She said, "Oh, I know. She said, "But you have to be in a Spanish class in order to go to the Costa Rica trip for spring break." I'm sorry, who said you was going where? No, I don't think so. No, ma'am. So you might as well go on and drop Spanish now. You can go on and get out. And she's like, "Mommy." And she's like, "Well, Daddy." And it was a point in our life where we were trying to bounce back from that horrible recession that we had in 2008. Mm-hmm. And our family took a really bad hit. And so we were just really getting back into building back to where we should be. And so my husband said, I'm sorry, honey. I can't right now. I can't." It wasn't a possibility for him. And so my daughter looks at me. She's like, "Mommy," with those little doe eyes. And I'm like, "You know what? Let me pray about it and I'll get back to you tomorrow." So I went to work the next day because I still had my 9 to 5. And I pulled out my party calendar and I looked to see what parties I had lined up for. I believe it was like October, November, December. Mm-hmm. Because it was 4 payments for this big trip. And I broke it down and I did the math. And it's important. If you set goals, you can attain them. But if you're flying by the seat of your pants, it's hard to know where you're going.
That's true.
So by setting the goal, looking at what I had on my docket, I was like, you know what? I have enough parties on my calendar that I could probably rock this. So I went home that evening and I said, "Okay, Micah, here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and commit myself to this. However, you will pack my truck for every party. You will unload for every party. You will not have an attitude and you will not roll your eyes not one time. You're here." She said, "Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am." She was so excited. And she did. Every week that I had a party or 2, she was there to make sure that everything was facilitated the way it needed to be. She had a great attitude about it. So that gave her some responsibility into what was going to happen for her. Mm-hmm. And so I love that. But again, being focused on what it is that you want and having this as an extra to what you already have. Like your 9 to 5, for me, my 9 to 5 at that time was paying my household bills. Whatever my husband didn't cover, I covered. We split it and it worked for us. But this now gave us what I call my fun money. So if we want to just go out to dinner, we can, because it's sitting in my account. I could do that. So that is the beauty of what Initials Inc. can do. All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
People looking for us on Facebook. I had to tell them we're taping it. Yeah, okay. People looking for us.
I'm so sorry we could not get Facebook to comply with us.
I know. I'm telling you, they did a Teddy Riley to us.
But at least we're taping this so we can drop it back in.
Definitely. So now, so telling people I have this going. I'm like, we're taping it. I'm gonna put it up for you guys. Wonderful. So one last question.
Sure.
When it comes to Initials Inc., what would you say is one of the, other than your why and your money and things like that, what is one of the like the best things other than the money? What is one of the best things about being a part of Initials Inc.?
Okay, I just got a little emotional. Hold on. I'm gonna say 2 things. One is, no matter what you're going through, you have to choose the positive aspect of whatever it is that you are in. So I'm always one that will say you can choose to use Initials Inc. as the bright spot in your life, because you have control over it. No, you don't have control over what products are coming out or whatever, but you have control on how much you want to sell. There's no cap on how much you can sell. And then if you feel like you're having a bad month and it's too much for you to deal with, you don't have to. And you carry on into the next month and figure out what that looks like for you. So um, I've had two people in my downline. Well, to know my story is to know that I've had grand loss within a span of a year. And that loss was so unexpected and so heart wrenching that it was like, I don't know how to go on. And then during that period, my husband, again, like I said, he's the greatest piece of me. Um, he was like, honey, don't worry about going to work. Can you just work your Initials Inc. business? Can you do that? And I said, absolutely, I can do that. I can stay true to that. So there were days that I was actually not getting out of bed because I was really in a state of depression going through the loss that I had suffered, and just getting out to go do my parties. And put on this brave face and like, yes, let's get it. Okay, what kind of monogram do you want? Oh, nice. What kind of cute saying do you want? Oh, that's so fun. All that. I'm giving you all that. But when I go back home, I'm shut back down and I'm a hermit.
Yeah.
And so I would say I'm ever so grateful that Initials Inc. gave me that bright spot in the dark time.
Okay.
And in addition to that, the next thing would be my team. My team just means everything to me. My
Yeah, I've
team,
met a lot of the ladies on your team. You have a really good team.
I do.
Really,
I
really
do.
good.
I
I so appreciate you agreeing to do this and
absolutely.
helping me through my Teddy Riley moment because I'm just really starting to get used to doing lives. I've done a lot before and I've invited someone in, but we know Zuckerberg is changing the algorithm of everything.
Yeah.
And before I let you go, I want you to just give me a quick information about your foundation because I think it's awesome.
Oh, thank you. All right. So my husband and I founded the Michael L. Johnson Jr. Foundation in memory of our son. So the grand loss that I spoke about is about our son who passed away when he was 12 years old. And we're coming up on 7 years ago. It was, like I shared, a tragic loss for us, unexpected. And he had autism and pediatric seizures. And we wanted to be able to give back to families that have children that are affected by autism and pediatric seizures. I'm grateful enough that I have a wonderful partner in my husband that we always went through everything together. So it never felt as overwhelming as I feel like it may feel for those that are a single parent with that. Like I couldn't even imagine because it was too much for the both of us.
Hmm.
So, and in the course of us giving back, I've found personally a lot of times that I'm dealing with single parent families with these children with autism and these children with pediatric seizures. And some of them don't even realize the resources that they have available to them. So just being able to connect with them and give our story to them and share with them, some letting you know you're not alone. I
Right.
think in anything you do, just knowing that you're not alone is powerful in itself.
Oh, most definitely.
Yes. So our foundation is giving back in that sense. We've done quite a bit and I'm really proud of it. And just to keep our son's legacy alive and keep him in our hearts. Even recently, our youngest daughter is certified in ASL now. And one of the things that JR did early on before he really started speaking, there's a lot of children with autism that are nonverbal.
I know.
So having adaptive sign language is very helpful. So although she's American Sign Language, adaptive sign language kind of blends in with it. And we've now featured her on our social media for the foundation to offer a word of the week. So we just started that this past week. I'm really
Nice.
excited about that so that parents that don't have these resources, that they don't know what to do, hopefully we can be that beacon of light for them that, oh, okay, I can look back over here and I can see what's done here. Oh, honey, look, here's our word of the week. And I love it because it's hilarious. My daughter, her name is Kyla, but we call her Casey for her nickname because it mixes her first initial and her middle initial. And when she sent me the video that she did, Z, I was over the moon. I said, girl, if you don't look Reading Rainbow, you look straight like you came from PBS on this. She's so beautiful with it. And she's, I'm from this side and from up here. It's just the cutest thing. I love that it's family based and we're continually growing with our foundation. And if you'd love to support, we'd love your support. We can be found. Our website is mljohnsonjr.org. And then for our social media handles, it's MLJJR Foundation.
I'm going to include all of that in.
Thank
I
you.
would definitely share that.
Thank
and
you.
I wanted to tell you, Keenie's Korner is expanding. So we would definitely be contributing to your foundation.
Oh, thank you, Z.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And you have just been a treasure in my life. I'm just going to go back real quick. Zucchini and I met, what was it? Seven
almost July 2014.
In July. Yeah. And I met Z right after we lost our son. And she kind of knew a little bit what was going on, but she sought me out. And I was really, even though we were at conference, let me say that. We were at conference in Nashville. And she sought me out. She's like, girl, you were doing your thing. And I'm like, thanks. But there was something about her smile that just pulled me in like, okay, she good people. let me be present. Let me be present. Because a lot of people, I'll be honest, I was not present for. I was not. But Z, I was like, I'm okay. I want to hear what she's telling me, and I want to be engaged with her. And that has not changed. We stay in touch. We text. We shout each other out via social media with our Initials Inc. business. I'm so proud. And let me just celebrate you for a moment. Miss Z, if y'all don't know, my girl promoted to senior representative. Woo woo. And when I saw you guys, I was like, oh.
So unexpected. I was just rolling along doing my thing. That's it.
I was so proud of you.
Because
for me, if I know you, if you winning, I'm winning. If I'm winning, you winning. That's just how I feel about it.
Exactly.
And that truly is, again, back to what I love the most is team and our sisterhood within Initials Inc. And how even though Z and I are in different organizations, Z and I still connected. That doesn't stop that. And you can do that anywhere. Like we have friends all over the place that aren't directly linked to our teams because we built those relationships. And it's just a beautiful thing. And again, it's like you're never alone here with Initials Inc.
I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you for setting up the Zoom because
no problem.
I would never laugh at Teddy Riley again.
It's funny when the shoe is on the other foot now.
Okay. That's what I say. That's karma. Can't be laughing at people because they sure enough gonna get you because they sure got me today. So thank you again, Shameka. I'm gonna make sure I include all your information about the foundation and talk. Yeah, people still looking for the live. I'm sorry. We had issues with technology. People looking for it. So we're gonna post this. I love you, girl, and I will definitely talk to you soon. And I got to sneak down to Florida to see you. I'm figuring that out.
Come on.
All right.
You take care. Tell Anthony I said hey.
Say Michael, I said hello. I'll talk to you soon. Oh, wait. And my granddaughter-in-law too, but that's another conversation.
I'm not playing with you.
I'll see you later.
All right, sweetie.